there's been so much misinformation about Rasta, and as time goes on, Rasta gets fuzzier and fuzzier to the mainstream world. And they have all these misconceptions about Rasta. And yet there's this reverence for Rasta, but at the same time there's no commitment to the ancestral history and culture that has brought this country. So what I'm saying is that there's so much, we need to come, if possible, and if you agree, we'd like to come back and invigorate people's respect and understanding of the culture.
Because the thing is, 5 years ago, 2015, the government is asking the question, who is Rastafari?
Oh my goodness.
Who is Rastafari? For all these years, they never knew who is Rastafari.
Yeah.
Then we are mandated to present a paper now to government to define who is Rastafari.
Oh my goodness.
So we are working on that because Pit 4 is being restructured. We have many problems. So Bonga has made a commentary on that. So I have a paper to present to Barbara Blake Hanna because she has to present it.
Yes.
So there are different fractions in Jamaica. Miguel Orne is doing one thing. So what the thing is though that we have a WhatsApp group here at Pit 4.
Yes.
So all information is being pulled into the WhatsApp group. It is more so for Pit 4 development.
All right.
And Pit 4 and Naibingi restructuring. Because most one is not aware that within the priesthood of the Naibingi order, 7 priests, including the high priest, you have 4 priests who are dead. The high priest Bongo Ivan, some people might not like that name because he was put into that position. He is sick. But Priest I is not available, and Bongo Joseph is gone over on the Millennium Council side, so we have no priest within Naibingi.
I see.
You have Naibingi houses running without a priest, official priest to officiate. So it's really the restructuring we are doing. When you look on the criteria of a priest, now it's not, even Bongo Isaac can speak, it's not anybody can be a priest in Naibingi house. Towards the description of a priest, a Haitian priest. So Bongo Isaac, you can add a little thing.
Yes.
Being a ancient himself.
Well, as the Virgin Black it, to all of us, for as His Majesty said, Him is the least amongst His people. That is to say, God make Himself, who we call God in the English word, equal with man and woman. So if we, the citizen, in this creation, could flex our mind upon that divine, superior love, I would call it, to the human race and respect, and know when we see one another, we see the countenance of our creators. See? So within high and I, the Rastafari brethren, as government speak that word, the government of Jamaica. Some say CIA and whatsoever. So they want to know who is Rasta. It's a foolish concept. But you have got to use intelligence to overcome what I call ignorance.
Well, if they have to ask that question, then it's in your best interest to answer it.
Yes,
so
we
that-
are. We
Because
are.
the idea of Rasta has just morphed over time. And I was saying to Joseph here that, and maybe I said this when you were walking up, is had the government and the people of Jamaica understood the liberty of Rastafari and how that would have benefited the country as it grew, we wouldn't be in the problems that we have today.
No.
And all these dreadlocks running around that are representing themselves as Rastafari and are actually criminals.
Yes, they are.
And they're in the United States as
As a
well.
matter of fact, the government in 1955, through the University of the West Indies, and in 1960, did a survey as to accredit who Rasta is in Jamaica. And their finding was to the end that there are people who covenant themselves with locks to habitate in Rastafari community, and then gives the Rastafari community a bad omen, which is up until now persisting and enlightening in a way that it seems as if all Rastas are not good, where in fact we are loving and kind people.
But from the definition of who is Rastafari from the 1961 mission is ones who declare the divinity of Haile Selassie and Africa, the homeland. Two clear definitions, nothing to go around with. With Rastafari, I declare Haile Selassie is God and King, full stop. And Africa is the homeland. There's nothing more we have to say.
Yeah, that's it. The roots.
Some people say we are indigenous, we are cultural, we are this and that. We are not. We are not racist, we are not anti-colonial, we are not people with weapons to kill people. We are peaceful people.
Peaceful loving.
What people can say Rastafari is ganja smoker, but it's not every Rasta smoke ganja. Many don't smoke it.
Many
But
drink,
look what
many
they did to
drink or
Pinnacle.
eat.
Yeah.
or
They took
eat the
Pinnacle, which was
portions
the
of
most
it.
beautiful model of a, as far as I know, a beautiful model of self-sustaining
Sufficiency, yeah.
and love and taking care of each, like a big family.
Right.
And they go up there and burn it down.
The sad thing about Rastafari, when His Majesty came in, His Majesty an Ethiopian Orthodox Church. We leave it, we say we are Nyabingi. He said Ethiopian word federation, we said feather too light. Nothing with federation, because it's a feather, it's semantics. So Rastafari is too bingy, too bobo, and too 12 tribe. And that's the thing with Rastafari now, we know. Too much too denomination, too much house and mansion.
Division.
So you can't even blame the government to ask that question. You see people running into bathroom with locks, them in a Rasta. we see every
So
day.
would you like to see the mansions unite into one fellowhood?
Of course.
One
Well-
Rastafari? Or these mansions have
It
served
is
different
one Haile
purposes?
Selassie for I and I all.
Okay.
One majesty,
Right.
one divinity. So we cannot be like church and denomination and splinter. Remember, one guy said, no splinter group, you know. He told us, organize and centralize no splinter group. Send pioneers group to Ethiopia, build a house, sell technical people to go there. What have we done to such a man?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
still here. Look how many ones go Ethiopia and they are back Africa. You name them, the most prominent musicians go and come back. Why? They need to tell us why. Because we learn that if you are not, Ethiopia don't accept you, Ethiopia will spew you out. So many maybe they are spewed out. Yes, technical speaking, you know, so we have to see why these people go to Africa and Ethiopia and still come back to Jamaica having a nice lifestyle.